Hello there amazing amigos, welcome to API Skills and this is Raj. Today in this video we are going to discuss about what is Capgemini a new pattern, how it is different from the previous patterns, and there's something called as game based aptitude. So I'm going to discuss in detail about what is game based aptitude and all. Before that, so we are going to have Capgemini type this year and only 2021 passed outs are eligible. So let us see what is the eligibility criteria and how to crack that exam and what is game based aptitude or what are the different kinds of levels in game based aptitude, what is the selection process, etc, etc. So let us start off with the first and foremost important thing, which is eligibility criteria. We all know Capgemini is a very well-known MNC for all of us, and it's a dream for many of our students to get placed in that. So let us see how to go with that, what is the eligibility criteria and when it is going to happen. So let me show you. You can see it on the screen, what is the eligibility criteria. So see, the first one, the student is supposed to be 2021 passed out. Okay, he's not 2019 passed out, 2020 passed out. It is eligible for those students who are 2021 passed out alone, and those people can be from the backgrounds of BE, BTech or MTech as well. And you can see the branches over here which from which branches they are eligible. Only mechanical and civil are not eligible, but the remaining branches are all eligible. But you can kindly have a glance over here where all the branches are already mentioned. And you should have aggregate of 60% in the complete academics, 10th, inter or diploma, or else you can take BTech or MTech as well. Right now if you are doing BTech, you are in 7th semester, you are done with 7th semester. So till 7th semester you should have 60% aggregate. If you are in MCA, you will be in 6th semester. So till 5th semester you should have 60% aggregate. Let's say you got 75 in 10th, 75 in BTech, but 59.9 in intermediate. You are not eligible for this type. You should have 60 aggregate in all the years, 10th, intermediate or diploma, or else BTech, MTech, MCA as well. Okay, moving on. So he clearly mentioned one thing, people, you should have basic communication skills and you should be ready to relocate. So many people in HR round, when they face this question, ready to relocate or not, immediately you'll say yes, but later on you will not relocate. So right now he clearly mentioned you are supposed to be ready to relocate yourself into the Infosys campuses wherever they ask for, and you should be flexible with the shift as well. If you are not eligible directly. Okay, and later on they mentioned one more point as well. So only shortlisted candidates will get the assessment. Okay, if you are not qualified in all of this eligibility criteria, if you are not even clear with one eligibility criteria, you will not get an assessment code. So you cannot write the assessment, and it is going to be a virtual examination, which means you can write at your home itself. You can write it in your own laptop at your home itself, but you should take care of a few things. You should be careful with your laptop. It should have basic configuration like 4 GB RAM, webcam, Google Chrome updated version. Okay, so you should make sure of these things. Proper internet, 2 Mbps internet. You should not get distracted with any of the noises. There should not be any noises around you. Okay, there should not be any power cuts, anything of that sort. If anything happens, Capgemini is the final decision maker. Okay, so if everything goes fine, it's good. If not, they can terminate you at any point of time. So please be careful with these things. And while coming to the selection process, we are having 5 rounds in selection process. First one is technical assessment, or called as pseudocode as well. And the second one is going to be MCQs on English. Third one is the most important one, which is game-based aptitude. And the fourth one is the psychometric evaluation basic thing. And the last step is technical and HR interviews. Okay, you should clear the 5 rounds, only then you will get the job. And if you observe, pseudocode, technical assessment, MCQs English, game-based aptitude, and technical HR interviews were the elimination rounds. The psychometric evaluation behavior test is not the elimination round, it is just for your profiling. Okay, so now let us see what are the things that we are having in game-based aptitude. Basically there are 4. So let us discuss what are those 4, and let us go with one example each so that you can clearly understand what is a game-based aptitude. Okay people, let us see what are the important 4 sections that we are having in Capgemini game-based aptitude test. So we have deductive logical thinking, inductive logical thinking, grid challenge and motion challenge. So if you observe, deductive logical thinking the time limit that you have is 6 minutes, and there is no question limit. How many questions that you solve, you will get to see. So for example, if you solve the first one, immediately you will get the second one. In 6 minutes, if you are able to solve 20 questions, you can see 20 questions. If you are able to solve 30 questions, you can see 30 questions. If you are able to solve only 10, you can solve only 10 questions. And the time limit would be running on the top, like from 6 to 0. When you solve a question, mark the answer, immediately you will get the next question. And there's no negative marking. Doesn't mean to answer all random answers. It's better that you solve it and answer the question, because the number of positive questions that you answer is equal to the marks. Okay, so this is called as deductive logical thinking. I'll show you what is the example for that question later on. And inductive logical thinking, again, it is going to be of 6 minutes. So again, as it is, there is no negative marking. The number of questions that you solve, the number of questions that you can see is same. The number of correct questions that you solve, the number of correct marks that you get. And inductive logical thinking, we'll have a chance of going for skip as well. If you're not comfortable with that question, you can skip and go to the next one. So this is inductive logical thinking, and don't worry, I'll be showing you a sample question on that as well. Now, while coming to grid challenge, it is a combination of challenges. You will have two screens, one by one. So one screen will be for 3 seconds, one screen will be for 8 seconds. In this 8 second screen, you will have a task. For example, you will have two symbols on left and right sides. You need to say whether they are symmetrical or not. You will have yes or no options. Okay. In this way, you will have multiple tasks. Okay. And this 3 seconds, see, you will have a screen. Okay. You will have some dots, and one dot would be like more darker. So in this way, for 3 seconds, they will show you a screen which is in which there is a darker dot, and again they will show one more screen for a task like symmetrical or not kind of task. So this grid challenge is given to you just to check your memory power and focus abilities. This thing will happen 3 times, which means first you will have 3 seconds, then a task. Again 3 seconds, one more dot would be popping out. Again 8 seconds, a task. Again 3 seconds, you will have a screen with a dot popping out, and then 8 seconds, a task. After this 3 consecutive tasks, you will have a screen, final screen with multiple dots. You need to select what are the dots which popped out. So first dot popped out over here, you need to select that one. And second one popped out over here, select this one. Third one popped out over here, select this one, and end the challenge. Okay, this is called as grid challenge, where you will face a memory power for 3 seconds and then a task for 8 seconds. And then motion challenge is very simple, people. It's like a traditional game where you will have a hole and where you will have a ball, and you will have some obstacles in between. Okay, so you need to move those obstacles and make sure that the ball is reaching the black hole. With the minimum number of possibilities that you solve, the better it would be, and even time is considered over here. Okay, moving on, let us see what is deductive logical thinking and what are the tasks which are possible. I am giving you all the possible games that you can face in game-based aptitude, people. There is no constraint that you will see all these games. Okay, inductive, deductive you will see for sure, but while after going with inductive, deductive, you might not see all this, but there is a possibility that you can see all this as well. So I don't want to miss any possibility. That is why I am giving you all the possibilities. Now, while coming to this deductive logical thinking, this is the type of questions that you are going to get. So in deductive logical thinking, if you observe, you will get a Sudoku puzzle kind of thing, but symbols. And in the same row, same column, you cannot have the same symbol. For example, I have plus, triangle, square. I cannot have plus, triangle, square over here. Okay, the only possibility is I can have a square. I cannot have plus, triangle, circle. And in the same row, I cannot have the same symbol again. I have square plus circle. So the leftover is a triangle. So you need to find out what is there in the question mark. So triangle is the answer. There is no need to fill the complete grid. Just you need to find out that question mark. If you find out that question mark and select that question mark in the options, immediately you will see the next question. So in this way, in 6 minutes, how many questions that you solve? That's the better. Moving on, inductive logical thinking. If I'm going with inductive logical thinking, you will have 2 grids of this sort towards your left hand side. So they are following a pattern. See, first 2 are same. And the third column, if you see the first one is diamond over here, first one is plus over here, which are exchanging, and the next two I'm having circle and triangle, circle and triangle, circle and triangle, right? In this 4, towards your right hand side, you have 4 options. You need to select 2 which are following the same pattern. For example, see A and D, they are following the same pattern. First 2 columns are completely same. Third column I am having exchange of symbols, and the remaining 2 are triangle and diamond, triangle and diamond. So if you select A and D, and if you go for next, you will see the next question. In this way, in 6 minutes, how many questions that you are going to solve is what they are going to check. The more number of questions that you solve, the better it would be. While coming to puzzles, puzzles can be, or tasks can be given in any way. See people, it's like you might get a puzzle of this sort. See, you are supposed to find out the logic towards your left hand side. You have 3 different boxes. You need to find out the logic and apply the same logic and find out what is this code over here. See, the logic is very simple. I have diamond. Diamond in first position, so 1. Circle. Circle is in third position in the previous one, so 3. Triangle is in second position, so 2. Plus 4. And if I go with the next one, I have triangle which is in second position, so 2. Diamond first position, so 1. Circle third position, so 3. Plus fourth position, so 4. And again plus fourth position, so 4. Diamond first position, so 1. Triangle second position, so 2. Circle third position, so 3. So if you see, observe over here, I have a circle, it is in fourth position in the previous one, so 4. Triangle is in first position, so 1. Plus is in second position, so 2. Just a second, people. I have diamond. Diamond is in third position, so 3. 4, 1, 2, 3 is the right answer. In this way, you need to find out the answers for this puzzle. Moving on, let us see what are the next puzzles that we have. You might get a puzzle like this as well, people. You'll have operator, you need to find out the numbers. For example, see, I have into plus, and the sum should be equal to 20. What I can do, I can take 6 into 3 plus 2. So in this way, whatever the possibility that will come in your mind, just mark those things so that the puzzle will be completed. Or else you can get an odd man out like this as well. So if you observe over here, what happens? There are 9 symbols. You are supposed to find out what is the odd man out. Whichever is not following the pattern, that is the odd man out. See, every time I am having a bigger, darker diagram and a smaller, lighter diagram outside. Bigger, darker diagram and a smaller, lighter diagram outside. And the same thing for the remaining 9 as well, except the third one. If you observe third one, the lighter diagram is inside the bigger, darker diagram. So this is the odd man out. So in this way, you need to find out the odd man outs. Okay. So the puzzles can be given in for you anyway. So basically, it is a game-based aptitude test. Slightly different from our conventional aptitude exam. So if you have proper training, if you have right exposure for all the puzzles, all the things that you can face, it is going to be very easy to crack this exam. So any doubts, any queries, don't forget to comment below. I'll be helping you out. So this is what I want to tell you about this game-based aptitude test. So I hope you got a clear idea about what is game-based aptitude right now, people. So all the best for everyone who is attempting Capgemini exam in 2021. So give your best, like don't get confused, try to give your best. And I have the main purpose of me making this video is there's a lot of speculations going around. There are a lot of fake information going around in internet and many places regarding game-based aptitude. I want students to have the best idea about that. So that is the reason I am making this video. Hope this video helped you a lot. And thank you very much for watching this video till the last. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel, which will give me more motivation to make more videos of this sort. Okay. So if you haven't subscribed yet, don't wait anymore. Just click on that subscribe and click on that bell icon as well. So whenever I update a new thing, you'll get a notification. And people, if you are having any doubts, any queries, comment below. And I'm going to attach my private Telegram group link as well, where you can join over there. Whenever there's an update regarding anything, you can personally talk with me, and I'll be personally posting notifications over there as well. So thank you very much for your time, people. Have a great day ahead. Tata, bye bye. This is your Prithviraj signing off.